Welcome back to Quick Tips, or Workflow Wonders. Lively Logic Lessons. Logic Pro in the studio. Or something like that. I don't know, I'm still working out the naming scheme of this series of videos. Anyways, these little snippets are meant for people who are still getting acclimated to working in the Logic Pro environment and may benefit from watching me work. Today I'm going to talk about what you can do when your session is getting a little bit too hefty and you have to add some stuff to it or even record some new stuff into a session that you're already working on and it's just getting really bloated, CPU intensive, or the arrangement is just becoming overwhelming in general. This is where proper utilization of the import feature can be your friend. So as you can see, I've got this big session open and I started mixing it. I got a bunch of plugins on here, a bunch of stuff on my master bus as well, buses in general, all sorts of junk. And these days, since the production, creation, arranging, and even the engineering and mixing aspect of creating music can get all lumped into one process, I started kind of finalizing this session only to realize that I wanted to add some more guitars to it in the chorus and do some other stuff, maybe some background vocals on top of the ones that I already have as well. So I'm dealing with a lot of latency. And also I'm dealing with the inherent latency inside of Logic because right now I'm working at 1024 buffer size to compensate for a lot of the stuff that I have going on here. If I have said a few things that you don't understand right now, then go check out my Logic 101 video on this channel. It's been pretty well received, so I can promise you that if you're just getting started in Logic Pro, then it should help you out a lot. Anyways, so yeah, there's just a lot going on, and I want to kind of clear my palette so that I can just focus on the new stuff that I need to create. So in order to do that, I'm just going to close this session. And now I'm just going to start a new session and save it into the same folder as the other session. I'll just call this Additions. And now I just hit F, or I click on this little menu up here for the browser. Click on All Files, and I'm going to search for the folder with my session. Okay, so Weekend Perils Replace Drums. That's the session that I just had open. And I'm going to click on Import down at the bottom. Just open this up a little bit. Okay, so now here I have a list of all of the tracks and buses, instrument tracks, and my tempo track and all that stuff as well. And I can choose what I want to import from that session into this new one. So I'm going to want to get all my global content, like my tempo track, my signature track. And then I just want to hear the acoustic guitars that I had. So I highlight those, click on Content, and I don't want to import the plugins with them. So I'm just going to import the actual audio files. And then maybe I want my bass as well, and the lead vocal as a guide. And now I'm just going to click Add and put them into this new session. I'm going to hit F to close that window, and boom, here are the basic tracks from my other session imported into this new one. Now I'm going to hit X, and I just want to pan my acoustics, hard left and right. And most importantly, I can now put my buffer size down to 64, let's say, so that when I'm recording my new material, there's no latency in my signal, or there's very little latency.
Tonight we felt invincible enough on Friday, but 2 days back to back, more than enough to break.
All right, so then I just record everything I want to, close the project, open the other one, and of course it's taking forever. And now I just hit F to open up my browser again. I navigate to Additions, the project I just made, and I import whatever I just recorded into my new project here. So I'm just going to click down at the bottom of my project because wherever you have selected, the newly imported tracks will go just below those. So let's pretend like I made this new acoustic guitar track. I click on that and then click on the content and I press Add. And now it's asking me if I want to import the tempo information. I don't have to because it's already in this project. And then there it is right below there. Of course, I don't actually need that. So undo that, So I do this kind of thing all the time. If my project is just getting too big and too messy to deal with, then if I have to add some more stuff to it, I just do it that way. Also, suppose I had a channel strip from a previous song that I forgot to save. Like suppose, let's go to a different track. Like I've got this song Avalanche, and maybe I really liked the bass DI that I had going there. And I used the same bass on this song that I did on that. Rather than going back and opening up that session and then saving that channel strip as a preset, I can just click on all the plugins from that Avalanche song, and then boom, I have a new audio track with all of the plugins from that bass part from the other song. So I copy the channel strip setting from this bass part, and I would paste the plugins only onto my current bass part. But I don't actually want to do that, just an example. So I hope this video may have uncovered some things that you didn't know were in Logic. Maybe I've given you some ideas on how to use this import function in your own projects, or to declutter your mind a little bit. Anyways, please like the video if you liked it, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you aren't currently. I know that about 96.5% of the people who watch my content are not subscribed, so it would help me out a lot if you did. And it's actually more like 99.5%. Anyways, thank you very much for tuning in today. Don't forget to reach out to comoproductions.com if you have any inquiries whatsoever. I really hope that you make some great music on your own, and I will see you next time.